More music on trendybeats.com.
Boy, amen, amen, I can't take back hearing. DJ give me now your cool hearing. Let me tell them how the thing goes. How the thing goes. Okay, okay. Chebe make a tamuwa. Say my pikin I go join God. You want to bamba? You wanna G with the big boys? Now you the wrong, kitty, you the wrong. Get a off a drink with a drop cup. Hey, so you see how the thing goes. How the thing goes. Oh, you're telling me who blends you? And who? Alright, take it easy and let's play some behind points. Okay. This one of his over no we can't use. Go school, you go the fam tools. And all the parameters set you want the farm too. See, even your papa not to save you. For all the calamity when they pick it done do. Man, all the niggas don't find you. Because that nigga when you play on my he don't move. Oh boy, he don't move. Ha, hey, come on, let's go. Chebe make a tamuwa. Say my pikin I go join God. Ha, you want to bamba? You wanna G with the big boys? Now you the wrong, kitty, you the wrong. Get a off a drink with a drop cup. Ha! Hey! Chebe, you see how the thing goes.
Thank you. Our host for the day, Dr. Frederick Adu, is our host, and the chairman of this FOB committee, Oroyowe Ogo Erimedafe, is our chairman for the FOB committee. Let me quickly invite to the high table to join Father of the day and the chairman when they arrive. Some persons will just go to the high table. Man proposes, and they speak that language. God disposes. God does not dispose. Man proposes, God rearranges. So the arrangement by God now, from what has reached me, is that Engineer Edema Bawo, former president of the Warri branch of NAS, should represent or stand in gap for our chairman. It's on his way, but he has instructed that Engineer Bawo should please step up to the high table in that capacity. Thank you. Thank you. Please down those hands, down those hands, down those hands. Thank you. Thank you. Also to the high table, we invite Honorable Barrister Misa Mukubanje, Executive Assistant Political Matters to the Government of Delta State, Ox Area Mate of Area 4. Please jam those hands together for Right Honorable. Thank you. Thank you. Also, to the high table, we invite Chief Lucky John Leleji, representing the area before. Thank you. I want to invite owner of vehicle number RTO also to go to the high table. Engineer Solomon Nobule. Please, ODJM, step up to the high table. Another DGM, another DJM. Chief Dennis Agomi, please step up to the high table. All right. If you are not far away from me, if you are not Chief Austin Ororo, if you are not far away from me, please step up to the high table. Also to step up to the high table, Honorable Dr. Chris Okedechoe, please step up to the high table. Thank you. Thank you. One-time Commissioner, Special Assistant on Health, two-time Honorable Commissioner, and member of the State Executive Council. Please step up to the high table. I know I saw him some time ago. Not quite. Barrister Ubugo, please step up to the high table. We are almost there. Ben Ubugo, thank you, thank you, thank you. Comrade one day, Michael, the president of Asaba branch of NAS. All right. Thank you, Madi. Thank you, Kabon. That's Dolphin. Sapling Athletics Club. Please, your attention is needed off there. Hands together. This club is very weak. It's very weak. AKA Ambush. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Join me. One house. One house. We have a wonderful personality here. Like I said, that we have lots of programs lined up for today's celebration. Permit me also to let you know that we are going to have a lecture here today. Although we are trying to fast forward everything, that does not mean that we will not do justice to what we are supposed to do. You see the banner behind the high table there. It's showing you National Association of Seadogs. Cordially invites you, all of us, have been invited to 2026 Annual Feast of Barracuda. The topic is national politics, religious and tribal sentiments, effects, and the way forward. The person that will do justice to this topic is our guest lecturer. He is no other person. Makati Mojai. I expected a clap for that. Thank you. He's a retired but not tired professor of mass communication. He holds a bachelor's degree in English language from where he graduated with the second class honors upper division in June 1981. Please join those hands together. And a PhD in Communications Act from the University of Ibadan, 2009. Prof started his working career as a reporter with the Concord Press of Nigeria Limited. 1998, sorry. He rose through the ranks to attain the position of Associate Professor, Delta State University, America, before he was again. That was in 1998, when he joined America as a lecturer one. He rose to the position, like I said before, and became a professor of mass communication in 2019. He served the National Open University in many capacities before he retired January 22, 2026, having an age of 70 years. Jam those hands together for him. He was director, Open University of Nigeria, Port Harcourt Study Center. Please, one house. Let's recognize you are. Oh, wonderful. God bless you up and down, up and down. Thank you. I'm going to be working closely with Bemi Sage, CEO, Chief Executive, Rivers Lake Hotels. Riverview, pardon my indifference. Riverview. You'll be asking, where's Riverview? Ask, and you will know. I also recognize wherever you are seated, the presence of Dr. Michael Eide. He is seated. He is a past president of Sapele, one-time president of Sapele branch of LAS.
We thank you, Lord, for today. Right before it was planned, you know it will happen. This happening will return to you while the blessings will be ours through Christ our Lord. Lord, the Father,
Please let's jam our hands together for Chief Lucky John Ledeji.
Thank you to everybody for taking our time to come to this memorable occasion. Just like what the MC has said, this is you are all welcome to this annual feast of Barracuda that is holding here today. But my speech is not going to be very brief because we have had a long time and we are getting to the time so that because we really have some people that are going to travel far and that is not still resident in Sapele. But the first thing I want to thank all the DGMs, other leaders and people that have come to grace this occasion today. I welcome them especially for coming. It is not easy with the tight current situation we have in the country. But the most important thing that interests me is the topic, religious and tribal sentiment, its effects and the way forward. When I came to occasion like this and I see topics like this, my heart really bleeds at times because the effects and what religion have eaten deeply into us today as a people, it is a really strong thing that we cannot, that I don't think for us to get out of it, we are blessed by special grace of God. And the two major effects to me that is a problem to this country today has to do more with the religion and tribal issues that we have. And that has led to a lot of things that is not supposed to be today is the correct norms that we are now following in this country. And when you have children are people of history. And when incorrect things begin to manifest over time, it becomes a standard and norms today over time. And why do I have to say this? We have a lot of atrocities today in this country. First, I will just mention one or two things that I will say so that I will be able to wrap up quickly so that we can carry on with this. But I think the guest speaker will be able to digest it and give more details about it. I want to say formally, I want to welcome everybody and the occasion declare open. Thank you, everybody.
National Seadogs, aka Pirate Fraternity. The festival dates back to the beginning of the conference in the University of Ibadan, where Seadogs, then it was school days, where Seadogs found relief in what we call Barracuda fish. They were hungry, it sustained them. They started inviting their friends, wives, to celebrate with them because of the sustenance the Barracuda gave to them. And over the years, we have made it an annual event. We do it every year in celebration of what we enjoyed in the one we call Barracuda. So this is 2025, 2026. That is what we call 1 year in our confraternity. Celebration of this year Feast of Barracuda. The feast means a lot to us. It is not just celebration. With the involvement or development or improvement, we get proceeds from the feast and we give it out as charity. So it's a charity feast. It's not just to come and eat and drink alone. We realize funds and we use it to do charity. It can be to orphanage home, it can be to anything you want to use to do. Children's school fees, less privilege, hospital visits, free treatment. So whatever we are going to do here today will also be channeled to charity. It is not for us to keep in our account and use by pirates. It's for us to give out to the needy. And it's the essence, one of the gains of the festival. The other gain is to bring us together to remember humanity, also in terms of charity. Remember each other that we have to show love. So I want to welcome every one of us. I want to thank you for finding time to come here. Visitors, non-pirates, and also pirates coming out to join us in this year's festival. As I wish you happy celebration and also appeal that in future ones, which will be bigger, you also join us. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm honored to be invited to deliver this public lecture on the topic, national politics, religious and tribal sentiments, the effects and the way forward. The topic encompasses 3 dimensions: religious and tribal sentiments, the effects of this, and then what is the way forward for us. In the lecture, I've tried to examine these 3 dimensions. I just hope time will permit me to go through them, but I will be as brief. Most culturally diverse countries in the world, with over 250 ethnic groups and multiple religious traditions. While diversity should ordinarily be a source of strength, innovation, and natural enrichment, it has often become a source of political division in Nigeria, as religious and tribal sentiments have continued to influence political choices, electoral outcomes, public policy, and governance structures. In this lecture, I examine the nature of these sentiments, their effects, and a possible way forward. For want of time, I will skip, as a professor, I will start by defining the concepts. But for our purposes here, I will skip the definitions of religious and tribal sentiments, because I assume we all know. And then I will go forward to the roots of this in Nigeria. The roots of religious and tribal sentiments, what I call identity politics. In Nigeria, political power is concentrated elsewhere. Such developments usually intensify political fragmentation. Number 10, impact on national security. Identity-based politics often create environments where extremist narratives, separatist agitations, and communal conflicts flourish. National security agencies often face additional challenges when political tensions overlap with ethnic and religious divisions. Now, are religious and ethnic identities entirely negative? Let us pause and think and ask ourselves this one question. I repeat, are religious and tribal sentiments entirely bad? The answer is no. Religion and ethnicity can play positive roles when properly managed. For instance, religious organizations do promote moral values. They encourage peaceful coexistence. They provide social services, and they mobilize citizens for development, while ethnic organizations preserve cultural heritage, promote community development, support local education, promote welfare projects, and strengthen social solidarity. The challenge, therefore, is not diversity in itself, but the politicization of diversity. Now I come to the way forward. If Nigeria is to overcome the negative effects of religious and tribal sentiments in politics, the solution lies not in eliminating religious and ethnic identities, which are legitimate aspects of social life, but in ensuring that they do not override national interest. Thank you. They do not override competence, and they do not override democratic values. The way forward requires action at multiple levels. One, build a strong national identity. The Nigerian identity must become stronger than ethnic and religious identities. This can be achieved through reorienting citizens towards patriotism and national unity, promoting national symbols and shared values, encouraging inter-ethnic and interreligious interactions, and strengthening programs such as the National Youth Service Corps to foster national integration. Citizens should increasingly see themselves first as Nigerians before identifying with ethnic or religious affiliations. Promote value-based leadership. Nigeria needs leaders who place national interest above sectional interest. Nigeria needs leaders who place national interest above sectional interest. Political leadership should be guided by integrity, accountability, competence, transparency, and service to the people. Of India, Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, Nelson Mandela of South Africa, and even Paul Kagame of Rwanda demonstrate how visionary leadership can unite diverse societies. 3. Encourage issue-based politics. Political campaigns should focus on issues such as economic development, education, healthcare, infrastructure, security, and employment, rather than asking, is he from our tribe? Is he from our religion? Is he a Christian? Voters should ask, what solutions does this candidate offer? Number 4, strengthen civic and political education. Schools, universities, religious institutions, civil society organizations, and the media should educate citizens about democratic values, about constitutional rights, about national unity, and responsible citizenship. I'm happy to note that the National Association of Seadogs have been doing this with their Our Votes Count and the Citizen Summit programs that they have. An informed electorate is like, if people are informed, they are less likely to be manipulated by ethnic and religious appeals. Number 5, reform political parties. Political parties should become truly national institutions rather than regional or ethnic platforms. They should promote internal democracy, select candidates based on merits, discourage hate speech and divisive rhetoric, and present policy alternatives rather than identity-based appeals. Number 6, strengthen institutions rather than individuals. Strong institutions reduce the influence of ethnic and religious favoritism. Institutions such as the INEC, the National Assembly, the Judiciary, EFCC, must operate independently and impartially. When institutions are strong, citizens gain confidence that justice and opportunities are not determined by ethnicity or religion. Number 7, ensure equity and inclusion. Feelings of marginalization fuel identity politics. Governments at all levels should encourage fair representation, equitable distribution of resources, inclusive development, and equal opportunities for all citizens. Justice and fairness are essential for national cohesion. Number 8, strengthen interfaith and inter-ethnic dialogue. Religious and traditional leaders should actively promote understanding and cooperation among different groups. Dialogue helps to reduce stereotypes. Dialogue helps to build trust. And dialogue helps to prevent conflicts. Nigerians' diversity should be celebrated as an asset rather than viewed as a threat. Number 9, responsible media practice. The media has a crucial role to play in nation building. Thus, media organizations should avoid inflammatory reporting. They should fact-check divisive narratives. They should promote balanced coverage, and they should highlight stories of national unity and cooperation. Social media users, all of us, must also exercise responsibility by avoiding misinformation and hate speech. Number 10, strengthen ethical and moral rebate programs. Nigeria needs a renewed commitment to ethical values such as honesty, hard work, discipline, tolerance, and respect for diversity. Religious bodies, educational institutions, professional associations, and civil society organizations should lead in efforts aimed at moral and civic renewal. Number 11, empower the youth. Nigeria is a youthful country. Young Nigerians constitute the majority of the population, over 65%. Thus, the youth should be encouraged to reject divisive politics. They should be encouraged to participate actively in governance. They should be encouraged to support competence and integrity. And they should be encouraged to build networks across ethnic and religious boundaries. The future of our dear country, Nigeria, depends on our collective ability to rise above narrow loyalties and embrace a broader vision of citizenship. During elections, the central question before every Nigerian voter should not be where does the candidate come from or what religion does the candidate profess. Rather, the question should be, does this candidate possess the competence, the integrity, and vision and commitment required to serve the nation? Only when merits, accountability, justice, and patriotism become the primary standards of political leadership, then can Nigeria fully realize its enormous potential as a united, prosperous, and democratic nation. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Figure walked into the arena, and it would not be too good if I don't recognize his presence. Please permit me to recognize our very own His Royal Majesty Barrister A.K. Osawata, the Ovie of Orogo Kingdom. Your Majesty, you're welcome. To the chairman of the occasion, Engineer Bawo Edema. Mr. Chair.
Our guest lecturer for today, for a well-detailed and researched topic that you have put in place. I think most of the solutions and the things you've heard about that we move forward, much issues in our own socio-economic interaction between ourselves. But without much ado, I want to know, this is a question and answer section. Does anybody have any question or any clarification based on these topics that we have done here, that the speaker have just talked about here? If you have, we are very free to ask our question.
Mr. Chairman, let me stand on the existing protocol. I once again also want to express my gratitude to Prof for that insightful, as it were, lecture just delivered. Now, religion, I just want to make a small point. Religion and ethnicity is claimed, as it were, that is the trust of the lecturer, as what is undermining our society. Ethnicity has been overwhelmed by greed. And the greed is me and you. You assemble people in the house, whatever. You have different tribes, the Hausa, Yoruba, Igbo, Orobo, Shekiri, all of them, they are there. They are all there. They are Nigerians. They are unified in their greed. That is what is affecting us. They are unified. They are not looking at this, say this is a Shekiri man, this one is Igbo man, this one is this. We are unified in our greed. And the result is this. Because we are practically, that is what is affecting the entire country, practically. Take for example, I'm sure that most of us, when our fathers were building houses, our father cannot build a house that he will stay alone. He must have tenants in his compound. Just check out your fathers. They must build your house and have a tenant. But this one, you build a house now. Only the whole of this club is your house. And Nigerians are in squalor. Go on to Saplen and you are looking for accommodation. You can't get a self-contained accommodation. We are building houses for ourselves. And this is affecting real estate development in the country. So that the ordinary man who can't build a house cannot find one to stay. And he will still pay rent. Some of them, they can even afford it. So the problem is we, all of us here, all of us. Let us practice the politics of humanity. And that is how we can help our society. What Prof mentioned, these are institutional things. We've heard all these things. The city boundary, all this, we've read all these things a lot. The strengthening institutions, I agree, those things are there. These are what the government should do. But who will activate them? If you even do those institutions, who will activate them? It's us. We are the people. That will be the maybe the head of that place, the organization. Do we practice humanity? It's not by the question of ethnicity. We practice humanity. Make life good for people. If you occupy a place in the country, whether president, whether senate, whether house of reps, wherever, make life good for our people. In fact, it is even worse in the north.
The one that was the first person to talk about where we studied law in chambers and the first OB of our own kingdom. I greet you, sir. I also give my great thanks to the guest lecturer. I was ladies and gentlemen, we cannot forge a paper by Professor from me directly. And I told him this is going to be a reference. Lecturer included regional biases, the effects and its effects. Some points I picked here. Religion, as is defined, we didn't go to the definition ever. It's an opium of life. I know what opium is, what it does to human beings. And for you to bring religion to politics, please, I'm going to make you definition of political democracy will be eroded. I think that's the problem we have. And then you talk about ethnicity. Well, governance is about sharing of the state resources, balancing of appointments, whether you like it or not. That's why it's constitutional that we have commissioners from every local government so that every area of the state, every ethnic group will be taken care of. At the federal level, that's why we have ministers, at least one per state, so that people will not raise marginalization. But for me, it's because our problem, these raise their head because we are not practicing true federalism. Like you raise the issue of corruption, but I speak with you. If you look at corruption, maybe somebody in government is corrupt, and then the man is being charged. You see members of his ethnic group, members of the religious group, you see the sentiment, you say, why are you trying? You try our son. They'll go behind it, they'll do demonstration and all that. The solution is there must be true federalism. No area should be marginalized. We should come out with proper plan to develop evenly justice, equity. I think that's what we need in this country. Fairness, justice, and equity. If that is in place, meritocracy will be restored. That's a little addition I want to make to your lecture. Thank you.
Thank you, Barrister, for the well-researched topic. But I have some additional comments I will make after when we give to His Royal Highness to make his comment first.
Also because of that, let me take your permission to start. First, we want to correct one impression. It's about we lawyers. We are not barristers. So we are not to be addressed barristers. It's not gentlemanly for a lawyer. So like I came and said, Dr. Barrister, there is not correct. We are Dr. Mr. Susu Esquire. That's our respectability. But you know, this barrister issue has taken a turn because a lot of politicians, some who are not educated, who have so much money to find their way into high office. You see a lot of them, some are governors, some are that, you know. I'm not pointing to anybody. I want my state tapped. Then this issue, I want to tell you, is on two plans. One, rules for government to take off your constitution. Two, the people, we the people. So the religion is playing, and the ethnicity is playing a key today because the people are not alert. They are poor. When somebody, a hungry man is a hungry man. And when you're hungry, you don't think, well, you're not put in the state of your federation with others of minds to conciliate issues properly. That's one problem we have in Nigeria. So the population, the religion in very advanced countries do not play any important place. You see, it doesn't play. But because Nigerians are impoverished, we are poor. We live in poverty and penury. Even a man who is getting to the age of 20 in Nigeria, he has to eke out a living for survival. So if they are not, there are some of us who have silver spoons. Even those who have silver spoons, were born in with silver spoons, if they derail, they are poor. It's a survival cycle. The rich beget poor children. So the rich beget poor children. Some who will be poor. And you know that cycle is there because the foundation of the country is dependent on the constitution which we are given. We operate a unitary constitution now, which is saying that unitary, you are a capitalist to survive, and the state is capitalist to make you not survive. If you are thrown out of your house today because you cannot pay rent, you're on the street. The ethnicity and religion is just a cap of it. But what is the problem of the generality of Nigeria? Poverty. If you are poor and angry, you can't think properly. You cannot do advocacy. So keeping you poor is the bastion of the unitary constitution. You can see, let me tell you, if I'm in the state craft as a minister, I will survive Nigeria quickly if the people cooperate. If the unitary type of system apparatus favor you, you know they will kill you. Now, I give you a simple thing. Now, when our Baba came, you know he scrapped something. You did not scrap it. Huh? You knew what is scrapped. Okay. The question now is this. The subsidy accumulation is coming in mega box. The first thing he did was to distribute it amongst the governors. To distribute it. And with the subsidy, definitely there will be upsurge. Or because of PMS, petrol. Then also. Now, with that subsidy, the refineries, TAN, turn around maintenance fully on maximum level. If you do it, what will happen? PMS. If you don't run the refineries to 70 to 80%, the PMS will come out. So you have FPSO, you have diesel. So if you don't run it, put the refineries in full operation, turn around. Now, the turnaround maintenance is not maintenance of the apparatus. If this part is bad, import it full, brand new. If the pipe from here is good, you import it brand new. That's the turn around. Then Let the refineries produce maximally. If they produce and get PMS, right, the pump price will fall. Not only that, you can now start to export to West African sub-region and African sub-region. Not only that, the jet oil with the kerosene put to higher pressure will be exported to advanced countries. What does that turn into? Foreign reserves. Your balance of payment deficits are balanced. So it means no foreign goods, raw goods for us. But now, this country, look at the trillions, 200 and something trillions that was stolen from the refineries, 200 and something trillion. Is that not enough to put Port Harcourt, refinery, Kaduna, all of them at work? So these are the things. So in the system, we need federalism. That is one. Then, if you look at it properly, your constitution you're operating, there's no way we are not going to poor people. Don't forget, if you're a rich man in your family, 600 children in the family to pay their jam, to pay their school fees, you are poor already. So you are just living for survival instinct. So the thing that will happen, there must be regeneration of the thinking, corporeal faculty of the individual for everybody to remain stable. Even a man you think is rich, his faculties are not stable. The reason is that he's carrying too much problems in his family. So you see, Nigerian government, you and I, the poor people now, they are the problem now of ourselves. Because as they are not thinking properly, they don't do advocacy. They cannot sit together to say, look, let's remove this man from our village. They cannot. But by the time the poverty that will be so much, they will begin to pursue those who now have. And unfortunately, the rich good ones will be affected. So the problem, Nigeria is a big problem. That was why some legislators in America, they are saying that they should divide this country. I remember when Gaddafi came to Nigeria, as he was alighting the plane, he said, divide this country on religious ground. People criticized him, but he said the truth. Apart from the fact that Nigeria now, because of religion, is too big to govern. Because of religion, is too big to govern. But if we divide the country in the way it was before, before Lord Lugard put it together, north and south, we are sister countries. You don't need Israel to go to the north. With the northern and south, we are sister countries. But we can start from there. That is one thing. If we start from there, the north, the poverty level in the north, is more than the poverty level in the south. But you will not know until you get there. They just select one person and call him Rakadeli. That's all. And so even there, look at Kairi, who stole 200 and something billion, a trillion. He said, I'm proud to say that as a Manjeli, I am now the president. I mean the AGM of MNPC. As a Manjeli, so he was begging before. So a man was begging before to put in a position of trust. He will steal all the money. God doesn't want to be poor again. I want to say that you see, religion on the surface and this on the surface doesn't mean anything. No, he said, the religion is open on the people. And only when the people cannot conduct life for themselves. They don't have a stable means of subsistence. In my village, this just election, this just primary, after the voting, I'm not going to mention any party. They were dividing 500 naira to the people. And they were struggling to collect 500 naira in the slum. That's the level of poverty that we have here. So, you see, we are not going to do this. I am not the lead lecturer. I agree everything about what you have said. That's on paper. Like in Nigeria, you find people in a state, because they have a big strike in front, they will be claiming everything in that state. But they have it on paper, they don't have it on land. That's all over the country. So it is a continuous state of oppression of this man to the person of the other. It's continuous. It's continuous. But you know it. But it's seemingly and it's strong. Where, as we are now, our president cannot just revamp the refineries. He won't do that. I am not the person saying it. Some people are speculating he has a refinery in Malta. So if he has a refinery in Malta, it's better to buy the crude to Malta at a cheap price and send it back to Nigeria at an expensive price. Then our resources, foreign reserve, are eroded completely. In economics, say excessive importation of goods is highly symptomatic of inflation. Continuous importation shows poverty. Incline, bringing the goods, you are not exporting, you are not producing, that's poverty. It's poverty like. So my own solution is that we go back to reconstruction. They should call a complete, how do we call it, conference, constitutional conference. So that one, we go to federalism. Then the last part I want to add, if you see talkers in Nigeria, they talk of rule of law, rule of law, rule of law. In rule of law, it partakes with the common law. The rule of law partakes with the ordinary law. What is the ordinary law? That's the ordinary law as enunciated, depicted, administered by the ordinary courts. So what is rule of law? The notion of supremacy of the ordinary or common law as administered by the courts, ordinary courts. So for any wrong, there's a remedy. But this rule of law is saying that all of us are equal before the law. In Nigeria, we equal before the law. So there's no rule of law. Because it says that utopian in a unitary government, rule of law does not exist. It says the supremacy of the law is rule of law. That all of us are equal. Even in my backyard, we are not equal. If I go to a policeman now, if he arrests my brother, I say, now the king of Uru brother, if they arrest him, and for Urugu, the DPO will not dare arrest my brother. But I'll tell you, if he has broken the law, why will you not arrest him? So you see this thing, he said, God must respect you. I must contact you. So there is no rule of law. But in the federal system of federalism, the rule of law exists. It's saying the predominance of regular law, the predominance of regular law, as opposed to the influence of arbitrary power. The locus classical of the rule of law is Professor A.C. Dicey. I know you people know him. And he said that in a good government, federal government, we are all equal before the law. So, if the president was passing your house and kills your goods, you take him to court and he will read. But can you dare? So I don't want to talk too much. I want to leave it like that. Till another symposium at another day. Thank you very much.
Will be entertaining from just 3 persons after Dr. Ayide. Thank you.
The distinguished erudite professor of communication, members of the Heritage Board, the distinguished audience here present, As you said, my name is Dr. Yude Michael. The guest lecturer spoke to the topic eloquently, to my very understanding. And I have no iota of any doubt that all that he penned down were facts to the topic. But however, I want to talk on the practicability of all that he has mentioned. And that practicability happens to be the contribution of my Oga over there. Sir, I don't know you by your name, but your own contribution seems to be what I want to describe as the practicability. Because you said that in all the agencies, in all the parastatals, in all the state ESCOs, national ESCOs, we have all the tribes, all the religious group of people in those parastatals, those executive and all of that. And in the Senate, in the legislation, you have all of them there. All the tribes, all the, everything, the religious groups, they are all there. And you said they are there, united in what? In corruption. That's the word we use. This brought me to something that I know of when this state was created. And when there was a man who became governor, His Excellency, Governor James Ibori. An agency was created in this state called the Superdec. That agency called the Superdec also had pioneers who ran the Superdec for a while. Thereafter, I'm now asking myself, do we still have the Superdec today? Because in that same the Superdec, there were all kinds of religious persons. There were all tribes were represented as it were, and today. I learned they are still there today. But the Superdec we were seeing when His Majesty, His Majesty was the secretary. Nearly half of the states were almost staff of that agency. They were trying to create opportunities for employment. As at that time, it seems to me that as was there no that religious and ethnic bias in that group, why is it that today we are not seeing such a thing? That's why I want to agree with Oga that all members of those agencies, they are all in agreement in corruption. Today, the Superdec is gone. We don't get hear of it again. Even though none of my siblings were part of that the Superdec then, but I enjoyed the Superdec because my friends, most of them work with the Superdec. So, sir, religion and ethnicity bias is actually one of the problems we're having today. But the truth remains, we need people that are placed in position, need to have the people they are representing at heart. It is until we have this belief that we shall live where we are today. If not, continuously, there will be this symposium, there will be continuous lecture, and eloquent speakers will be coming on to give speech. But at the end of the day, this speech, no matter how eloquent it is, will be jettisoned. So I want to appeal to those of us seated here that they say charity begins at home. We should not be just hearers of these words, hearers of these concepts, but we should also try to see how we can put things in place, how we can practicalize it, just as His Majesty practicalized it while they were pioneering the Superdec. The obituary of the superintendent is currently going on. It's currently going on. It needs to be resuscitated because nothing is virtually happening there. But I don't know if they are no longer funded, but that's what I perceive. I thank you, sir.
Chairman and Jessica, it is a question of is not very much. People have said the tribal settlement, effects and the way for us to come back home, which is our local domain. That is where my issue is here. Because almost all of us are the same background in terms of politics and religion. And the purpose of this topic is for the advancement of our country and ourselves. It is at this point I want to ask you my thought. Do you really think that tribal and religious sentiments are the reason why our communities, our local governments, and maybe you are taking to the state, is still suffering severe underdevelopment as of today? Because there are some villages, particularly my own where I come from, you then not wear this your fine clothes to go to your village, to my village now. And it's not peculiar to my village. And the people who are ruling, who are collecting the heavy derivation that they have mentioned there, from the reason why subsidy was removed, most of them are from these villages. Most of them are dwelling close to these villages. But because they have produce, cheap, they can pass anywhere, so use speedboat to even get to their villages in the river line. But yet, with all the monies they are collecting, Nigeria is still as it were. Sapele, Etiop West, Etiop Central, everywhere is still as it were in Delta State before now. Even when we are seeing beautiful roads all over the place, the one that concerns me is my immediate environment. And today I stand up to boldly declare that I have not seen any altar of change as far as my village and environment is concerned. That is why I humbly ask my professor, is it religion and tribal issues that are responsible for these problems we are still enjoying or suffering, and what is the way forward? You have postulated some of them, but I want you to put it together. I want to believe that at the end of this whole thing, my brothers and friends who put this together should be able to come up with a position paper, which even if they don't do anything with it, it must be said that this is what the National Association of Seadogs said with regard to this particular topic. Thank you, my prof.
National politics, religion, tribal sentiments, effects, and the way forward. As a country, for us to move forward, we cannot continue to sacrifice merit, development, national interest on the altar of politics, religious, and tribal sentiments. This is not rocket science. Every country that has developed, they have stayed away from these sentiments. As far as even when you go to when you have the headquarters of the Catholic Church, or you go to Saudi Arabia, when it comes to merit, you go for the best. But somehow, Nigeria is quite a different game. I'm going to ask us a simple question. Look at our national female basketball team. Look at our football team. How come they are doing very well? When it comes to sport, nobody talks about your religion, nobody talks about your ethnicity. We come together as a nation. We rally around these teams. Everybody in support of these teams. And when they go out there, they are representing us as a nation. But when it comes to development, you start hearing things like you are from either Shekiri, or you are from Ijo, or you are from Urobo. And that is what has killed this nation. And for us to move forward as a country, we must do away with it. We must. In this 21st century, I was coming from, I just came back from Japan, right? So I transited from South Korea to Addis Ababa. In full flight, were people coming from pilgrimage. A nation that cannot provide food for the masses. We are spending $3 billion to send people to go and pray in Saudi Arabia, or people to go and pray in Israel. As a nation, for us to move forward, we must put these things behind us. Thank you.
Our guest speaker, every other distinguished personality here present, I got myself listed before the high table. I must confess, at first I have to envelop a very wholehearted gratitude for Mr. Chairman to give me this gospel opportunity to air this little perception of mine. I am going to be in support of our honorable man that today I take not religious or ethnic nationality, our resources for that selfish end. I think it's high level of egocentrism and ignorance. What are we saying about religions? What are we saying about ethnic nationality as a constraint? No. For instance, I am the President General of Udo Kingdom in Ugele North. We have 7 kingdoms in Ugele North. The people who are representing us, they are all Christians. We are all Robo by tribes. We are same father and mother from Ogbowa dynasty. Not Christian there. We are also daughters of the same parent. But when they get to that place, they come and bamboozle people's brain. We are going to do this. We are going to do this. Immediately they are empowered and assume office, the electorate to put them there become rats to them. You see them moving with all sorts of convoys. And you say they are not giving them what ought to be given to them. They have been given. I think they have this kind of demonic act of frustrating the people at the grassroots. Because they believe the theory, let them go into starvation and maintain poverty for them not to challenge us. And that is the policy they are operating with. It is not religion. The only way for me to do it, I will adopt my heart for Sam that is seated there. You see some business moguls. They'll build upon mansions, companies upon companies, for them to even engage their own people. It's difficult. They rather encourage or employ the non-family people or non-Robo speaking language, for making it very explicit when it comes to the Robo people. They'll build all sorts of mansions. At the end, the parents, the children, the states of exceed. They thought to stay in the mansion after the goal, after our universal commander of the universe called them to their 6 feet. And you see people run about. They spend billions to build their own personal mansions. What will it take for you to build a lot of commercial houses? So young man, you what you pay, even if it is 10,000 naira, 20,000 naira, to get an apartment for yourself. The people will earn for their daily living. They don't do all that. And the worst part of it, all the billions acquired from big states, they move them overseas that are not even known to develop foreign countries, leaving their countries in penury. We need behavioral reformation by our great politicians, not the grassroots level. Our politicians should be questioned. Even the parts of the subordinate, they gave us scrub. I'll say the parts of those days, we see this, we see that. I know we don't have to give accolades to some persons. They are all enemies of today's democracy. Let the youth and the poor people breathe. Thank you very much.
Questions and reservations so far. And I want to say that the topic for today is national politics, religions, tribal settlements, effects, and the way forward. It's a key topic. So many questions have deviated from it as we speak. Talking about national politics, we can see from the north, the northwest, and the south-south, that we have torn the lines of religion and tribalism. It has become a core problem that we are having today in the development of Nigeria as we stand. I want to ask the speaker today, how do we really bridge this gap of tribalism? Tribalism in the sense that they don't believe that it is their turn to rule. The West believe that it is their turn to rule. And the East believe that they are being marginalized to rule. That is the question. Also, talking about religion, our religious body, both the Muslim and the Christians, they have failed this country. They have weaponized this country with religion. Yet they believe that religion is the only solemn way they can capture the hearts of a foolish Nigerian, let me use that word, because they believe that with religion they can speak the mind to the Christian, with religion they can speak the mind to the Muslim. It became a foolish ideology where the Christians believe that whoever is a Christian is right, whoever is a Muslim is right. It became a hardened problem to Nigeria. Mr. Lecturer, sir, how do we overcome this hardened problem in Nigeria? I want to ask lastly, talking about religion. Religion again, as we speak, looking at the north are solely Muslim. Looking at the south and the east are solely Christians. How do we bridge the gap to bring Nigeria as a core issue than religion? Thank you.
So much passion among us. I really thank everybody who has contributed, and I actually also thank those who did not have the opportunity to contribute. Let me go through the issues, probably one after the other, not really in that order. If you look at it, first of all, let me comment about the solutions and about the way forward. In summary, the speakers talked, the first speaker talked about greed and corruption being the major problem. Second speaker talked about that we are not practicing true federalism, and then the third speaker said that because we are not practicing federalism, and that hunger is also part of it. And the chairman said that the fault is from all of us. Dr. Ayubi said that, yeah, very interesting. We have all the guys in all the arms of the government. Why does the problem still continue? And then the other speaker said all of us here, the problem is underdevelopment. Yes. All right. And then the last speaker, I said not the last, he gave an example about why are we excelling in sports. He said because there's no tribalism or religion in sports, which is true. And then national politics. And the last speaker talked about recognizing religion and tribalism. I actually want to start from the last speaker. In Nigeria, religious leaders have weaponized religion. The politicians have weaponized tribalism. And all these are calculated to undermine the common man. And when the common man is undermined, of course, the development is undermined. Now, I want to probably give one or two certificates I'm going to fight conclude. I don't want to take much time. Somebody said that why do we have the problem here? I want to now go to specifics. What I not talk in the lecture, let me have the opportunity of saying this. What happened recently? INEC want to do some division of words. Words, WARDS, common words in Wari area. What are we having? Huge tribal sentiments between the Ijaw and the Shekiri. I'm sorry, between the Ijaw and the Shekiri. Remember, these same tribal sentiments cost us the Delta South people, our capital, when we were fighting for Delta State. Remember, it was the same tribal sentiments that made the Gen government to take the capital of the state, develop his village, develop his region. The same thing is, I don't want to look further than that. The same thing is happening in Edo State. Edo State now, the governor has been now focusing on his village where he came from. And then he said his own. Must it continue? And somebody reminded those who are against him, don't you know that is the trend in Edo State? When governors come, they develop their region, but nobody will develop it for them. That is the issue of the tribalism we are talking about. We put them here to as tribal leaders, tribal warriors, and then when they get there, they fight for their tribes. Because at the end, when they live there, and there are examples, people have left government who did not develop their areas. When they come back, they say, when you were there, you did not see that you can develop the area, you didn't develop the area, so I'm going to develop the area for you. So, in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, the solution lies in the last sentence of my lecture. The solution to all this lies in the last sentence of my lecture. And I repeat, only when merit, accountability, justice, and patriotism become the primary standards of leadership, then can Nigeria fully realize its enormous potential. Only when we worship merit, only when we worship integrity and justice, it's only then that we can rise to our true potential. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Ladies, I want to say a resounding thank you to the professor and every other dignitaries present here today. Now, we are almost at the verge of it, the reason why we are here, the Feast of Barracuda. If you check your program of events, you will see that we are now on item number 11, which is unveiling the Barracuda. Sir, you are highly welcome. Without taking much of your time, permit me to call on Mr. Chairman, who is no other person but Engineer Bawo Edema, for the unveiling of the Barracuda. Mr. Chairman.
Chairman, who unfortunately, due to tight schedule, could not make it. And that is no other person than Honorable Daniel Renleju, who was unavoidably absent. But for me to unveil this fish of Barracuda on his behalf, he has mandated me that who is going to, where is the issue? Yeah. And that is all we entails about us, and that is what we do as a body. So on this note, I want to unveil first on behalf of the chairman. I want to unveil on behalf of the chairman to unveil this feast of Barracuda, the sum of 300,000 on behalf of the chairman. Then for myself, personally, I am going to unveil with the sum of 200,000. You never do. From this moment, I will pass it on to other members of the high table to follow suit. So the first person is going to be our royal father that is present.
100,000.
Please, there's one remark I want to make.
Thank you. Well, then we start 50,000.
Half of those in there, 20,000.
In the lecture, I know what happened. In the lecture, I heard that when you are in a position, when you find yourself in a position, use that position to better humanity. I want to say that before now, this law you are using today have been highly subsidized to enable this program to take place from something as present. That is my recommendation.
The veterinary cut the money down for the law. When I met him, more than 100,000 already. So he has concluded. He also gave us some favors.
I was telling who is writing this thing down? Let him be writing it down.
I want to go back for
I unveil the Barracuda fish with the sum of 20,000 naira.
2 minutes, ladies. Now the ball. Ladies, gentlemen and ladies, please permit me to give the mic our very own distinguished Honorable Sonny Ebu. Honorable Sonny, Chairman, Delta State House of Assembly Commission, Service Commission.
Anyway, you know the Barracuda is an annual event. Simple annual event that is blended with intellectual discourse over the years. Anyway, before I'll cut my fish, because I'm going to cut what I said, that's the tradition. I don't want to go ahead and tell you about what we have here is intellectual discourse on religious and cultural settlements. So for someone to come and say in the public that it's not aware the Super League is existing, I think it's better to go and do more research because last I checked, the Super League is intervening in all communities. Thank you. Having said that, I want to cut my fish with the sum of 100,000.
Gentlemen and ladies. Dr. Kokolo, NMA Chairman.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Kokolo, still standing on the existing protocols. I am cutting this Barracuda fish with the sum of 100,000 naira.
I happen to be here in two capacities. I'm here representing the area mate, the man who tried the first Seadogs in Delta State. I'm representing him here. And on his behalf, I want to listen to this so that I want to get 50,000 naira. And then on behalf of myself, I'm also having 5,000 naira. I'm very not having the Barracuda
5,000.
Come forward. If you are a P in the house, come forward, please.
Oh, I'll do something.
I want to know, you don't do that. Why did the factor like this? Other people see the back, but please, and the back.
Shot, what you did shot. They only invite kids, not wait. I'm a big man.
Our Seadogs. So indeed. So now so it be. It is anything that has a beginning must have an end. So on this, I always tell her, this guy will like tell me to sit down. Please sit down. On this note, I want to first and foremost thank everybody, but most especially the ladies that is around here. We appreciate you people for taking out your time. The mama, the mother, we appreciate you people for taking out your time. Because I don't say some of una when una will come, they say na secret court to na this so, but this is who we are. All we do is humanitarian. And today we have been able to give you people a key message that whatever you do, put human feelings and the environment into consideration before anything. Consider the other people around you. Don't put yourself first for whatever you do. I think on this note, I, Engineer Mao Edem, I'm the chairman of this occasion. We want to declare the occasion closed formally so that we can move and proceed to the other agenda for people to start doing their other things. I want to thank you people. We appreciate you. Good questions, good lectures, good contributions. Royal Highness, we are not welcome at all, and we will always invite you more and more guests for this kind of lecture. And the only king among us. We cannot do this without you. Thank you. The vote of thanks is going to be given. Who is going to give the vote of the Kaboom of Vital Kasika to give the vote of thanks? Thank you. Our Seadogs, ladies and gentlemen, the chairman, the guest speaker, Royal Majesty. I want to especially thank every one of us who are gathered here today for this great occasion. It's an annual feast being organized by National Association of Seadogs, aka Barracuda Fraternity. Just as earlier said, whatever we do is for humanity. Yes. Thanking every one of you who have left whatever you are supposed to be doing. This is our great mission. We equally thanking the Almighty God for bringing us here together to witness this occasion. And I pray Him that He will take us to our very destination. We are closing early because some of us are going far and going as far back as to Asaba. So thank God, I will pray Him to take every one of us to our various destinations in good health. Thank you for coming and God bless. I want to hand over the microphone to the Royal Father, His Royal Highness, to give us a closing prayer. Thank you very much.
Let's stand. Can we be outstanding, please? Can we be outstanding, please? We are talking to the Lord of hosts. May the grace of our mighty Jesus Christ be for us and upon all Seadogs throughout the world. May brotherly love prevail and all moral and social virtues cement us through Jesus Christ our Lord.
Thank you very much, Urhiapele. Thank you, we appreciate it. So please, can we on the item will just come to the front? Let's take a group photograph.